Hello, and welcome to our Hunter B. Andrews Title I Distance Learning Resource Session for Parents, and this is for grades 6 through 8. We're going to first introduce you to our Title I support staff. Language Arts, we have Ms. Opal Smalls, who is our reading interventionist, Ms. Lily Smith, who is our literacy specialist in elementary school, and Ms. Tracy Tuthill. No, is it Tracy Tuthill?
Ms. Tracy Tuthill.
I should start over again because I messed up. It's always the last one.
Ms. Tracy Tuthill.
Sorry. All right, let's go back. We're gonna knock this out. I promise it's not gonna be me that makes this long. All right. Hello, and welcome to our Hunter B. Andrews Title I Distance Learning Resource Session for grades 6 through 8. We're going to go ahead and introduce our Title I support staff, Ms. Opal Smalls, reading interventionist, Ms. Lily Smith, literacy specialist for elementary, and Ms. Tracy Tuthill, literacy specialist for middle school. You'll see their beautiful pictures there from left to right, Ms. Smalls, Ms. Tuthill, and Ms. Smith. For math support, we have Ms. Nicely, who is our math interventionist for elementary, and Ms. Baird, who is our math coach, and their wonderful pictures are there too. Then we have the wonderful team of one, family engagement, Ms. Howard, who is the family engagement specialist. We want you all to remember as we go through this presentation of resources for family engagement, reading, writing, and math, that we are totally all in this together as a Gator family. These are just some funnies to share with you about school closures. We all want to be the best circus master in the entire world. And so if you have survived, you are a master circus trainer of these babies. Also remind your students to only use their school stomachs. There's breakfast, lunch, and then dinner with you. You are braver than you believe, and stronger than you seem, and smarter than you think. And that's what we want you all to stick with you all today. Family engagement resources, there are food resources. There was a food bank distribution on Monday the 18th. Monday the 18th. And then on Wednesday the 20th, which is the day that we're recording this, there was one today. But there will be more coming up. They normally have one every week or every other week. We do post these to our Facebook and Class Dojo, so please make sure that you're connected. Also, the Hampton City Schools Food Services Department offers packaged meals to anyone 18 years and younger on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays between 11 and 12:30 at Bassett Elementary School, and they will get enough food on those 3 days for the entire week. Some tips at home: sometimes you just have to walk away, and your student does too. Do not allow distance learning to overwhelm you or your student. Sometimes you need a 5-minute break, a half a day break. Sometimes you'll need a day. But set a schedule, try your best to stick to it, and always, always, always leave room for the unexpected. With our students, especially some of our middle school students, I have one. Don't just take their word that they've completed it. Sometimes you need to check and make sure that the work is complete. One of the things you may want to try to do is, if they're using Google Classroom, go in to see, and you'll see if it says missing, assigned, graded, and they can let you see it right from there. Make sure you can also email your child's teacher should you need help. Some scheduling and family structure resources for positive behavior. If you're seeing some unwanted behaviors, and as you're trying to get some of their academics taken care of, there are some resources for that so that we can try to get some wanted behaviors. We oftentimes use these strategies at the school. Also, there are some links to trying to create a daily schedule at home. This is going to be good for now as well as through the summer, because I think a lot of us will be working on academics through the summer just because it's been such a different type of year. Also, some parents were asking about tutoring. There's a program called Go Peer, and it's where college students offer tutoring for students in grades K through 12. Should your student need a replacement Chromebook, a charger, or something is not going right with their Chromebook, they can call 757-850-6875. And now we're going to
understand the curriculum that we provided for them in the classroom. So I provided some links to the LA Theater Works, which is currently providing free drama classes for students if they're interested in that. They also have access to the plays that they've produced. They've got scripts that students can use and families can produce themselves. And I thought that would be super fun. Scholastic's providing tons of learn at home resources for parents, and I provided the link directly to that. And that really covers their K through, I believe, 9th grade. Open Culture, again, a service I found through the Virginia Department of Education that provides, again, links to tons of outside of the box online resources that you can use to support literacy. Things like the opera, music, all this is literacy when you want your kids to start thinking about responding to literacy and writing, because that's really our focus here at Andrews. Reading Rockets, put on by Public TV, has tons of videos for parents. And then my very favorite is the virtual field trips. I think it's Good Housekeeping Magazine came up with 200 free virtual field trips that you can take with your students. And then maybe journaling, that's the next thing that we want to talk about. One other thing, audible.com is offering free service right now for families if you want to relax and listen to a story. What better way to connect as a family? And because if you think about it, all of our literacy services, K through 8 here at Andrews, all focus on those same literary elements: the character, the setting, the problem, the rising action. So all those things can be talked about, thought about, and written about by listening to stories. Writing is Hampton City Schools and Andrews' focus this year, and we haven't lost sight of that focus. It's super important that our students write. And when we are looking at autonomous learners, they're being asked to write by themselves. So I want to go back to journaling. I provided a link later on. But this is the writing process that the students need to be thinking about: the pre-writing and generating the ideas, getting them down on paper, the changes, because the revising and editing process, as you know, takes twice as long as any of those other steps. And sometimes we teach it like they're equal steps. They're not equal steps. And then publishing, and very few of our students get to the publishing. So that would be a great opportunity for students to do some published work. So I provided a link to the Grade 8 SOL writing prompts because, we don't want to lose sight of those writing prompts. We're trying to introduce the 42 prompts to our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students so that they'll have a familiarity. They'll know how to brainstorm, create some ideas to talk about. So I just provided one that I selected from the prompts, and I provided it here for parents to take a look at. And I thought this one certainly speaks to today, thinking about daily life and how technology's changed that life. Look at us now. Grammarly, this is something that we've been talking about introducing to students, but now that we're asking them to be autonomous learners at home, and we're asking them to do work at home, why not introduce them to an editing process where they can submit their essay. It helps them correct the grammar and the spelling and the usage. It's a free service. I wouldn't suggest downloading on a cell phone because I understand it can get really obnoxious, but certainly use it as so that you can cut and paste the essays in there. That way, before the student maybe provides the essay for you to take a look at, I would like to see them do their editing and revising first. Journaling for kids. And this is the, I don't want to compete again for the assignments that are already in the Google Classrooms, but all of these resources, and even one of the links early on was about non-technology resources that the Virginia Department of Education are recommending. All of these things students can journal about. And, you know, looking back, they're going to look back one day, this is my theory, and wish they had journaled. through this process. So I encourage you to journal with your children so that you can share some of these silver linings I'm sure that we're all finding during this pandemic. Thank you.
And now we'll turn over for math to Miss Baird.
Hey everyone. So we have some resources here to share with you all. Of course, just like with language arts, we don't want to compete with what's already out there, and we certainly don't want to overload. But if you were looking for some additional math support, eMedia Virginia has several online playlists available to you all. These are engaging instructional videos. As you can see, our chart is broken up by strand and by grade level, so feel free to explore each one of those links, and hopefully there are some engaging videos that you will find on there that you can learn more about math and the math that you're learning about in school. On the next slide, we also have additional links. These are all video series that is put out through PBS, but the collections are housed here. So if you wanted, for example, if your child was a Cyberchase fan, they could go into the Cyberchase collection and watch the different videos. Each one of these highlights math concepts in real life. So we highly encourage, if you would like to watch something that is math related, that you find one of those collections to explore. All right, the last site that we have here are some interactive sites for additional math practice. Khan Academy links are here, so there are a ton of videos available for you all by each one of those grade level content areas, so feel free to explore those. We also have a link at the below for Prodigy. Some of your students may already have a Prodigy link, and that's okay. If they don't and they would like to have access to Prodigy, they can use the codes shown here on the screen. If you would like to have additional math help, feel free to reach out to myself, I'm Cindy Baird, or to Holly Nicely, and we will be glad to help you however we can.
Okay, next we'll talk about how to stay connected to Hunter B. Andrews. Class Dojo for our lower grade levels, Google Classroom for all of our students in grades 5 through 8, as well as some of our lower grades. Teachers are available via email from 8:30 to 4, Monday through Friday. If they don't get back with you, some of them are teaching Zoom sessions, so just email them and they should get back with you shortly. We also send out weekly or bi-weekly updates and info calls. Our Facebook page is Hunter B. Andrews PK8. Our Twitter page is @Andrews Pre-K8. You want to make sure that you call the school to update your email and phone numbers. And the other important piece, especially with middle school, is parent portal. Teachers are still importing whether students are completing assignments or not, so that at the end of the fourth quarter, they're able to tell whether they pass or they receive an incomplete. So our goal is we want all of our students to pass. So please make sure that your students are completing their work via Google Classroom. If for some reason your student is not able to do things on the computer, you can call Hampton City Schools to have them send you a packet as well. And this is just a little something to think about. I think distance learning, parents and students, week 1, we all looked like we could do this. By week 4, we were feeling a little crazy. And as always, on the right-hand side here, just a little funny about math, because if we're trying to help our students, we learned a totally different, what we call an old school way of math here. Parents, please remember, you are exactly what your child needs. Don't ever doubt that, not even for a second, not even through quarantine. We want to thank you all for joining us today. We will share all of the slides in addition to the presentation so that parents can have all of the links that are available. And should you have any questions, our emails are in the beginning as well. Thanks and have a good one.